Hi, if you like the video, please remember to subscribe. Hi everybody, I wanted to do a really quick webcam video. You probably noticed the quality isn't as good as the quality of the DSLR recorded one. That's because I wanted to demonstrate things using my DSLR. I wanted to record a quick video about depth of field and how to blur the backgrounds of a particular photo, whether it be a portrait or a macro or something, in camera, because I think there's a lot of misinformation out there about what's important in terms of if you want a blurred background. If you watch lots of videos or read lots of books or read magazines and things, you kind of get the impression that if you want to take really nice portraits, you need to have something like a Canon or a Nikon or a Sony, whatever, 70 to 200mm f2.8 lens that costs thousands and thousands of dollars, or a 50mm 1.4 that, okay, isn't that expensive, but you know, it's $300, $400, £300, £400, and you kind of think, oh, but honestly, it's not all about aperture. In fact, if you want to blur the background in your photos, let's say we're doing a portrait shot, we've got somebody in front of us and we want to blur the background, say it's a nice a bush or something, but we don't want to see the bush, we want it nice and blurred. The most important thing you could do, well, these things are kind of equal, is to take your camera, take that kit lens off, the wide telephoto, take it off, get your zoom lens, even though you might be quite close to the subject, and stick that one on instead. Zoom in a bit, say to 100mm. Now, to get the same framing, if you like, say you're just doing a headshot, you're going to have to get back quite a lot. You know, might have to double the distance, and then take the photo again, and that will make a massive difference. Even if you don't change the aperture, even if you're staying at f8, f5.6, in fact your lens might not even go down further than f5.6 if you zoomed in a long way, if it's a cheap telephoto like the Canon 55-250, it will make a massive difference to the amount of blur in your photos, and they will look much better. So the first thing you want to do if you want to blur the background, well, it's kind of the first thing, it kind of goes along with the second thing, which is moving your subject away from the background. So if they're up against the background, move them away from it. So if you put a long lens on, zoom it in a bit, you move back, make them move back as well, so you're going to have to move even further back. That will make your background nice and blurred. Honestly, it will make a massive difference. Give it a go now. Now, the other thing you can do as well is you can also get closer to a subject, and that will help blur the background, because the relative distance of the background to the subject and the background to the camera and the background to the subject, the ratio changes. So if you can move a little bit closer, again the background will go out of focus. But the most important thing is to use a long lens, zoom it in, you know, 100, 135mm, and try and move them away from the background. It will make a massive difference. Finally, the thing to do is then open up your aperture. So open up to, you know, f3.5. If you've got a nice big lens, maybe you've got an f2.8. But those things of using a longer lens and moving your subject away from the background will make the most difference. Now, the final thing you can do, and this is a trick from macro photography, is something that they do in the TV and the cinema world an awful lot, is if you can't have a blurred background because, you know, your depth of field is too big, we're just really talking about macro photography here, or you want to create a really good blurred background, say you're doing, I did a particular example where I was taking some shots of some, I think they were the shells or stones, if I can find them I'll put them up on the video now, where I wanted a really nice blurred background, as if I was actually down at the beach. So what did I do? I printed out a photograph of a background that I blurred in Photoshop and used that as the blurred background. Dead easy, eh? But that's a bit of a cheat, isn't it? So there we go. If you want a blurred background, use a long lens and move your subject away from the background. Nice and easy, works every time, and it will make more difference to the look of your photographs than spending thousands of pounds or thousands of dollars on very expensive wide aperture glass. Got any questions? Stick them in the comments down below. Hit the thumbs up, please subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.